Hello everybody and welcome back. So today we're finally working on our fan shroud. So if you've been keeping up with the shorts, you'll know we've been trying to work on a dual 4010 fan shroud for our Tronxy, and I think I got something pretty close. So we've just been working on little things as we go. So I got the sensor right. Got the fan holders, they're good now. Got all the stuff in the back where it mounts to the plate in the back here. It should all be set up. And the only issue I was having was the vents down here. We're hitting the nozzle and cooling the nozzle and clogging stuff up. So to fix that and to give us a little more view room of actually what's going on down there, you see the difference. We're up higher, shortened it, and I do have these giant vents for now, but they're at a different angle, going more down. So hopefully we get to the right spot. And with two fans in the big hole, it should still be okay. We ain't trying to blow the plastic off the table. We're just trying to cool both sides. So we'll see how this performs. If this doesn't work out too good, I can close them up and make them smaller. But let's tear off the old one and shove that on and see how we did. Alright. And these fans in here, they're just press fitted in. They fit so dang tight, you're not going to need to screw them down to nothing. And, come on. This is based off the red squirrel design for the Sunloom. And somebody remixed that, and now I'm remixing a remix. So yeah, press fitted. This had one screw in there. You can put two. I think I fixed the holes in this one. And then I got you only really need two for the fan here for the hot end, which is a different bit. Alright, fans out. Just your standard screw that came with the machine there for them. And that's everything. 3 screws. It's all off. Well, for all our little attachment pieces here. I still got the screw in the back plate and the screw here on the side. And I also gave myself a little bit more clearance up here in the top of this thing too, because this is real tight. That one's a Phillips. Phillips 1 works just fine for these. And they're all these are all screws and stuff I just got at Ace. They're dirt cheap, like cents a piece, 20 cents or so. And you'll move this up and just slide this right down and out the way. That was the original. You could see some, post-processing adjustments there. Those were the old chutes, faced way too close in. New one. You can definitely see it sits a lot higher, but I do like to be able to see the nozzle printing, not just a white box skating across for my initial layers. Okay, so we just slid the other one kind of somewhat into place. Same way you take it off, you can put it in. I just find it easy just to slide it up around the back. And so I added these little bit of slots here just for, just in case you're just a little bit off. The holes might be, So just tiny adjustment slots I made in there. And I did change the angle of that little chamfered in piece. So this is actually a little bit long now. It'll sit against the back extruded aluminum. So we need a little bit shorter one. And I have some. A bunch, actually. So we'll find the right size here. Super dinky. I think these were the original. See if these slide into place. And catch enough thread there. Yep. Okay, so the super tiny ones still work. And the only issue that I wasn't really able to get around was the harness to go down for the thermistor and the actual heating block. It's just gonna kind of be a little bit in the way. But those are on. It's nice and snug. Ready to put all our attachments on. Fans, sensor block here, and just shove that all in here. Here, let me show you real quick. Let's see. So here's a 4010 blower on the side here. I'll kind of show you it's snug, really snug, but they just clip right in there, super tight. It's not gonna go nowhere. You ain't gotta worry about screwing something down. Okay, both 4010s are in place here. I'm just getting the, I believe that's also a 40mm fan right here in the front. Just putting this in place. And you don't want to over torque these. Again, you know, it's just 3D printed plastic. So just get them snug. I'm gonna crank them down in there. And just a 2 is fine. There is another hole down here. You want to put 3 in there? Put 3. But it ain't gonna go nowhere. And now we just got our little sensor block. That'll be done. Okay, so we got the screws in here. I just started the threads getting into the plastic. Same thing, don't over torque these. You'll strip that. I just like to get it in there set so I can still move the sensor around. We're going to drop the head down. You can manually just twist this rod since we only have one Z motor. We're just going to drop that down right to the bed and kind of do how you would do the auto level. You know, take your paper, use filament, a piece of filament there to adjust your offset. It works pretty close. It's pretty good. Alright, so I like to do just a piece of sticky note or a chunk of filament. Come down here and lower until you get drag. Alright. Let's raise this up. I'm going to move that over here. I think the sensor does sit a little bit lower, but good thing you can adjust it, right? So bring this up. Now let's drop it back down. Okay. Alright, get in my drag. Take your filament, slide it up underneath your sensor. So, it needs to go up a little bit more. I think I got them just a touch tight. Let me loosen this one up. Okay, let me mess with this a little bit. It's a little bit off. Okay, we are back. So, focus a little funny. Okay. Alright, Autofocus. Okay. So we're back. It was just a little bit too low, but that's okay. We can do that with machine offsets and get the rest of that set. So let's go ahead and fire this thing on and check some stuff out here. So button in the back, of course, lights on, saying we're down low. We'll go to tools, motion. I'll do Z up here, and then we'll go ahead and do a home, and just home all. Don't mind that. Tis but a scratch in the bed. Okay, so it does sit just like a little high. The nozzle is about like that high, so it's a little bit off, but again, offsets, yeah, baby step, yeah, we'll be able to do it. So what we want to do, let's get our Z up a little bit here. We're gonna start playing with the air and see exactly where it's hitting underneath the nozzle, the 2 points where the air comes together. So we want to try to get that just under the nozzle if we can. We don't want to actually cool the nozzle itself. So that should be enough room to start playing around with. I'm going to bring you guys back down to here so you can kind of see. Okay, moved you guys down. Over here on the screen, we're just going to go to don't fall, chintzy camera holder, but over on the screen, settings, fans. Now they're tied together. I didn't go running nothing down to the board. They're just tied up here together, soldered up. So 100% it'll run both fans at the same time. And yeah, we're getting air out of there. So let me pop you out of here. Kind of show you. Now they're both running. Both blowing down here. We got let's see. Right here feels like the pressure point, right in this area. So I think we might be set. Yeah, let me go light up the candle. I'll kind of show you that it blows. Alright, this is just our little tea candle here. You can already see air is getting moved around. And we'll just slide her in until she goes out. We'll see. Right there is pretty violent. And it went out. So it went out, but like that far in front of the nozzle, dead center. So it is moving a lot more air down there than just your standard. And the one I was using before was something kind of like this. Here, just the one fan blew into that. There's no belly on her. And even these air chutes were blowing pretty much right on the nozzle there. So good. Even with the giant holes, I mean, we're pushing a lot of air and we still got good pressure on stuff. So I think this might work out. Let's, I got to pull the ABS out of here, but we'll try some kind of bridge with PLA and see how we look. Overhang. Okay, we're running our PLA through. So I had white ABS, or natural ABS, and we're pushing that through by hand right now. I'm going to be throwing that black PLA in, what I used to print the Mandalorian helmets. It's been sitting in the open. It's been mistreated. We'll see. I cut like about a foot off. So it's kind of crunchy. Let me turn the temperature down now that I got the ABS kind of pushed out of there. There we are. Pull this glob out the way. It doesn't sound too bad pushing it through, so we'll see how it prints. Okay, so I got loaded up a small overhang test. You guys know what I'm talking about, you know, the flat piece, and then it has like the little arc it does, all the little angles, yeah. So we're doing that, 100% airflow, 0.6 nozzle, A2 steel, plated, from Micro Swiss, great nozzle, I love it, and 20% infill. Print speed is at like 60, so like 45 around the walls, and yeah, something like that. So yeah, we'll see how this does. It might work better with like a 0.4 nozzle, little smaller lines going out, you know, better resolution instead of the 0.6 kind of really taking that turn. So we'll see how it works. We're almost up to temp. I got like 4 degrees left to go on the bed, and we're gonna start printing. And I got a skirt going, so I'm probably gonna have to, you know, so gave me some room to adjust the new offset up here. Okay, and here we go. So I'm gonna go into options on the side, bottom right side of the screen. If you have the LVGL interface like I do, little options button. Click that. I'm going to hit baby step, and I'm going to be baby stepping the Z down while it's starting its print. Okay, I'm in the middle of baby stepping this down here. It looks like we got it where we need it. Negative 0.970. Yeah, looks good. Okay. So now we're into the print. Got the baby steps and stuff done. Focus. And I'll kind of let it go for a little bit, and I'll kind of update you along the way. We'll see where we end up. Side note here. 3rd layer. Boy, does it sound so much better than the Sun Lu. Oh, silent drivers. Blower fans just kicked on as well. So we'll see. We'll see if we get clogging this time around. Okay, so we've started doing the overhang part of it. It is very, very tiny and thin with this kind of nozzle. We'll have to see how it does. I fear it might get a little hot, but that's what this test is for. But I think a 0.4 nozzle would be a lot better for this kind of print. But we'll let it go out, and we'll see what happens. Alright, still going at it. You can see the little piece of stringing at the end there, just blowing around in the breeze. But you can see what I mean about like view down even with it. You can really see the nozzle in the bottom of the block. Very nice. We'll let it run a little longer. Okay, we're starting to get some overhang to her now, and it is kind of getting pushed all over the place. So I think we need to make it more realistic for our nozzle size. Let's make the part big, and we'll play with it, because you can see it's just bouncing around in there. It did something funky down here, so I gotta see what's going on. Okay, strange. So I popped this off. It didn't print out a top, and this got all kinds of wonky looking. I'm gonna try reslicing this a little different, and I'll get back to you. Alright, so we're back, and this is actually, I don't know, about a week later. I've been playing with this thing for a while now. out of that black PLA, we did print out our benchy here. And we did get it pretty good. There's a couple issues down in there. You can see it. The plastic just didn't adhere and started dragging. So that's what happened with that one. And then we ended up with this one here. Pretty clean, pretty clean, pretty clean. Still get a little bit of a zipper, but we fixed all that dragging. So what we had to do is, you can't run this thing at 100%. It just ends up cooling the nozzle down just a little bit. And then your plastic doesn't stick. You don't get layer adhesion, nothing. So we ended up fixing that. We did a few prints. This benchy here came out really smooth, solid, everything's real tight together. And this is still that 0.6 nozzle we're using. And we also messed with some jerk and acceleration settings as well. And this just came out recently, you guys, if you guys been watching. So yeah, this is that play button out of that wood. You can see there's like, you can't even see the layer lines with this stuff, except on the top. But on the side, yeah, you can't even see nothing. And it's kind of cool looking filament. It's slightly transparent. You can see the infill through the backside there from the lights. Pretty neat. But yeah, this came out really well as well. And this is the first time printing with the wood. And also, we printed the Ranchero badge. And kind of give you an idea there. Still nice and smooth looking. And there's our zipper on the inside of the R. So very, very clean. We got it printing real good now. So yeah, I think I run my fans about 75%. Yep, so it does work pretty good. So these are just snap fit. You just push them in. I got 2 screws here and here. The bed leveling's been working just fine. My offset was saved, so every new print I do just goes right to the right spot I need it. I printed a few things overnight with it. Everything's been working real well so far. Now I had someone ask me about, like, well, how do you wire in the new one? Well, just wire it in parallel with your other one. Just split these apart, red to red, black to black, and there you go. Now some other machines, you know, maybe if maybe they're not rated to pull that much, but these hardly pull any power, so you should be fine. And just solder them up, heat shrink them, or you can use those little T-splices where you put 2 wires in and it's just a metal rod that comes down and slices the 2. You can do that if you want to. They're a little bulkier. As you see, I need to go back and do the heat shrink. I didn't have heat shrink at the time, but it would look like the Sunlu here. Now these are just heat shrink connections. Just do that and just wire them right in. And like a previous video, if you're on my channel here, I do have the Thingiverse link working on the side. You can click that and it'll bring you right to my Thingiverse profile, and you can go ahead and pick that up right here. Now I included some pictures for you guys. And it's just the one file. So you'll print that. And then when you print this, lay it on its back here. Like on the back plate where it connects to the back plate. Just lay it like that. Do supports. It'll build some supports for inside the shroud here. And it should work out pretty good for you. I printed this at ABS. And had pretty good luck with it. Looks clean. Came out nice. It works for me. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.